I know, it's a confusing time for a viewer. There are certain tasks in building a neck that we kind of do part of it now and then part of it later, and it's kind of bleh and confusing and doesn't maybe make a whole lot of sense. We do the initial carve, at least facets, on the neck so that we can move as much material as possible. So if this thing wants to move, it can move before we get the fretboard on. We want it as flat as humanly possible when the fretboard goes on, so it has the best chance of staying nice and flat. However, we do need, a flat platform to clamp to, and we do need our sides, at least something left there, so we can route our binding channel. Now, that's also one of the reasons we mount it unradiused. So we have a flat platform that we can run the router on to do the binding channels. Once we've done that, then we can radius before binding goes on, but once binding goes on, it needs to be re-radiused. You just need to get the majority of that work done, so you can make sure that your fret slots are deep enough and all that kind of stuff. So I know it's a little weird. We do some and then we do something else and then we come back and do some more, and but there is a process and there's a reason for that. So right now we need to cut our binding channels and then we can radius. But yeah, those are next steps. Nice shallow passes, a little bit at a time, because I want to leave a little pinstripe. This should be a very shallow pass. Indeed. Now, shit. The fact that the fretboard goes beyond the nut, I hadn't really thought about. Off the top of my head, I'm not entirely sure how we're going to deal with that. Problem for a later time. How are we going to deal with that? What the fuck are we going to do? A deeper pass is what we're going to do. We can go just a tiniest smidge more if we want to. I think we want to. Yep, I like it. However, I'm fairly terrified to try to chisel. But I think that would be the best way to go. I half think we should have done the binding channel before we before we mounted. Maybe. This side was easy. There wasn't that much, so I think we did that pretty successfully. Over here, shit. Ooh, shit. Now this end is going to taper off. Maybe rather quickly, but I was kind of thinking maybe with the binding there, you just fade away with everything else. Seems like it would be the most natural looking approach. Yeah, well, it's what we got now. I do need to figure out the slope, how much we need. I think it needs to be relatively quick or sharp, acute, whatever. And now time for, I don't know, 45 minutes or so of this tedious menial task. That is not going to work. Now that that's done, I'm more and more confident that we made the right choice with the Coca-Cola. So, next steps, be time to bind. And I think what we're going to do is natural maple and this curly stuff. I think will probably be a really good choice. Partly because this blank is so damn wide, we can cut plenty of material off of one edge for some binding and still have more than enough left over for a freaking base fretboard. That's what that thing screams for, because my god. Yeah. So, I think that's what we're going to do. I'm going to consider a couple other possibilities real quick, but binding is next, and I think that's what we're doing. I cheated you. I'm sorry. Here's the problem. Not necessarily the problem, but here's the thing. Up at the head end where it overlaps the head, it's going to be hard to trim that after it's on. So, I don't have a clear-cut plan on how we're going to pull that off. But anyway, I got me a little strip here, and I got it thinned down, I think, to where I like it, and then I cut what looked to be about 45s, not 45 off of this, but 45 off of the center. And we will need to fit our strips to match. So, but I'm thinking this guy needs to go on first. I think I like that. And even if that's not 45, I think it'll fit. It will be close enough. Whatever it is, we'll just make our side strips fit that angle. I think it's time to tack this guy in place, and then we can figure out how to get these to fit. Yeah. So, where's my dull shitty chisel? Alright, I got them thinned down as far as I'm comfortable doing before they go on. Which, to be honest, isn't that close, but whatever. It's close enough. We will somehow be able to deal with this. So, and I think, in the end, a good portion of this off the end is coming off anyway. So, and we have checked our slots so many damn times. I'm positive everything's nice and deep as it needs to be. So, shit, that's going to be a lot of damn cleanup. Shit. Just the tiniest bit away from down to depth on the top, which we will get with the radius block. There we go. Thanks for joining me. If you like what we're doing, if you're digging it, like and subscribe. Catch you next time. Like, subscribe.